Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Hector Gomez. I'm a senior at El Colegio High School in Minneapolis, and uh, yeah,
Okay, where specifically in Minneapolis do you live?
I live in uptown Minneapolis, right around the Lake Cajon, Lake Harriet, around there.
Okay, I don't really know much about charter schools, so how long have you been going to a charter school? Are there like other ones in the area, like elementary schools and stuff, or just this high school?
There's other charter schools around Minneapolis, but it's a little bit different from public schools because it's like the credits are different. You don't need as much credits, but it's almost the same teachings, but they give you things more at your level.
Okay, so why did you choose to go to a public or a charter school rather than a public school?
I came here before the school. I used to go to Washburn High School. I went there for my freshman and sophomore year. In junior year, I came here because I injured my knee playing football for Washburn, and they told me that if I was gonna miss a lot of days at Washburn for my surgery, because I did miss 2 months, they were gonna make me retake my sophomore year, so or junior year. So yeah, I came here because I talked to David, and he told me that if I came here, they were gonna be able to send me the homework and like all the work to my house, and I can work on it online, and then come back here after my surgery and after my leg was done. So, and I did, and everything went well.
So basically, charter schools are more flexible with working with you for things like that, whereas public schools basically you're like, here's the rules, if you don't follow them, then you have to leave.
Yeah, I think charter schools are more flexible with your time, and it's like I don't think they do it this year no more because of new rules. But last year, like if you had to go to work, they will let you leave early. So I think they are more flexible with your time.
Okay, can you tell me some things that you like about going to a charter school and some things that you don't like?
Things I like about a charter school is that, as you can see, it's a smaller school. We have around 70 students this year. It's smaller, so you get along with everyone. And some things that I don't really like is that even though it's a small school, there's not your teachers like some teachers are like they don't talk to you at all or stuff like that. So that's something I really don't like.
Okay, I just have one last question, and that would be, how do you think that this charter school that you go to benefits the community?
It benefits the community through our art, I believe, because if you go outside and you take a video of our art or picture of our art, we have a lot of neighbors from the school that their garage have like murals that represent something like the Native, the Black communities and culture. So it helps them understand that we are a united school. We're not separated by race or color.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Levi Vergara. I'm a senior at El Colegio High School, and yeah, I'm over here doing an interview for Chuggy, helping Chuggy out.
Okay, so where in Minneapolis do you live?
I live in Southside Minneapolis. I live on 4th and 31st by Lake Street, Kicksfield, and all that.
I live on 35th and 19th.
Oh, sweet.
So how long have you been going to a charter school?
I've been going here for 2 years. 2 years.
Okay, so why did you choose to go to a charter school versus a public school?
It wasn't really my choice. Public schools, my mom thought it wasn't really working for me. Grade-wise, it wasn't. But yeah, it wasn't really my choice. My mom kind of decided where I should go to school, and so I'm here, and it's a pretty good school here. I mean, smaller community, teachers are more hands-on, and you have just like really great instructors that know their stuff.
Okay, well that kind of leads into my next question, which is, can you tell me some stuff that you like and dislike about going to a charter school?
Well, yeah, well, like I said, that the community and all that, but I like big schools because you get to meet new people every day, and it's just fun to be in a big school. But I guess here, the teachers are more hands-on. They help you more with your work. They worry about your grades, as in like if you were going to like say Roosevelt, you probably don't know, or like you probably don't talk to your teachers that much after like your first hour, your second hour. And I guess I like that. I like the instructors. They're very open-minded. And what I don't like is I don't know if all charter schools are like this, but like here it's really small. It's like a one story. It doesn't even look like a school from the outside. Um, and I guess that's just it. I don't really like how it's that small.
Okay, I have one last question. I told you this was a quick interview. How do you think that the charter school benefits the community around here?
How do I think the charter school benefits the community around here? Well, we're in the south side of Minneapolis, and a lot of Spanish-speaking people, a lot of undocumented people live in the south side of Minneapolis. And I think most of their parents are like their aunts. I know some of my friends here, they stay with their aunt or their uncles. They need a place where they can communicate with the teachers, and they can communicate with their, students' education, how they're doing. And so that's how this particular school helps our community, helps, Southside.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure, my name is Missy Gunnelson. I am a teacher at El Colegio. I've been teaching here for 5 years now, and I teach 9th through 12th grade. I teach reading. I also teach a class called Senior Seminar, and I teach a couple other things that probably aren't that interesting.
Okay, great. Specifically, where in Minneapolis do you live?
I live in the Seward neighborhood in South Minneapolis.
Okay. You've basically said how long you've been teaching at a charter school, but have you always taught at one, or have you taught at public schools before?
I have always taught at charter schools in Minneapolis, but I did teach at public schools in California for about a year before I came here.
Okay. Why would you say that parents and students choose to go to charter schools compared to public schools?
I think because there's a lot of opportunity for one-on-one interaction with kids. I know where all of my kids are. I know all of their names. I know all of their parents' names. I know all of their siblings' names. I know everything that's going on with them. And so I think that doesn't happen in a big school a lot, and that there's a lot of opportunity for me to know all of that and give them resources that they need. If one kid is struggling with one thing, the likelihood of me being able to find time to help them with that one thing is much greater than if they were in a public school. There's no way that I would be able to get to everybody's one need.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about how charter schools and public schools are alike and how they are different?
So one major thing, that they're both public. This is a public school. Anybody can come. Nobody has to apply to be here unless we get full, and then it's a lottery, but it's still public. You don't have to pay money to be here, just like a public school is, or a big Minneapolis district school. The other thing is our funding comes from a lot of the same places. We get funding from the state, just like the major schools do. One thing that's different, right? That was the other thing.
Yep.
So the difference is that we also get nonprofit. So we're a nonprofit. We also get, like, people can donate money to us, and we do a lot of fundraising. We do a lot of stuff around that. That's a little bit different. I think big schools do that, but not quite to the extent that we do. I also think that, so we don't have a district. You don't have to live within a certain area to come here. We've gotten people all the way from like Fargo, and we've had some people travel some long distances to be here, and so there's no district. You don't have to live in a certain area to be eligible. You just have to apply.
Okay. Can you tell me some things that you specifically like and dislike about the charter school?
I think one thing is charter schools have this like weird. So one thing I dislike is that charter schools have this like, people don't know what they are, and so they're kind of afraid of them, and so it's like this weird like, what is it? How does it work? And they're afraid to be a part of it, or they're afraid to send their kids there, and I don't like that, because I think, it's not that I don't like that, I wish it would change, because I think there's so much potential for kids in smaller schools, and there's a lot of potential for kids in bigger schools. They're just different types of kids, and so it's like, where does your kid fit best? And I don't think that people know that we exist and how we work as well as we should. I think that's something that could improve. Something that I really like is that we are so a part of this community. People know us. People are always like, what's that building? So I like that, and I like knowing all my kids coming back and saying hello all the time.
Okay, and then I just have one last question, which is, I guess, the hardest one on this list, and it's, how do you think the charter school benefits your community?
How do I think? Oh, I think this school, I don't know the charter school in general, but El Colegio benefits our community by, there's so many things. I think our kids just come out as they want to be good members of our community. They're not like going to go, a lot of them go off, but they come back, or they're just a part of the community. They're good leaders, they're good citizens, they have good knowledge, they have good critical thinking skills, and they're not afraid to go out there and be a part of it.